Welcome to this explainer. We are jumping right in today because we're looking at a tool that is fundamentally shaking up how we think about modern web development. Our goal for the next few minutes is to completely demystify a framework called Blitz.js. We're going to see how it simplifies full-stack development by stripping away all those unnecessary hurdles. And let's face it, there are a lot of them. So you can actually get back to doing what you do best, building amazing features.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. Are you just completely tired of writing endless API endpoints? If you're a developer, you know the exact universal headache I'm talking about. You just want to build a simple feature, right? But suddenly you're bogged down setting up time-consuming RESTful APIs or configuring GraphQL services, mapping out routes, and wrestling with data fetching. It's exhausting, it's highly repetitive, and frankly, it just pulls you away from the actual logic of your application.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today's technical deep dive. 1. The developer's dilemma. 2. Enter Blitz.js. 3. The zero API revolution. 4. Under the hood. And 5. Weighing the pros and cons.
Section 1. The developer's dilemma. The pain of the middleman.
To really understand the value here, we have to acknowledge the sheer complexity of traditional web app development. Normally, you have your client, you have your server, and wedged directly between them is this highly tedious, error-prone middleman of REST or GraphQL APIs. You end up maintaining separate code bases, juggling entirely separate mental models, and writing a ton of boilerplate just to get the two sides to talk to each other. But with the Blitz approach, that annoying middleman is completely gone. You're looking at direct server calls, a single unified code base, and absolutely no API layer to babysit. Which brings us to Section 2. Enter Blitz.js. Convention over configuration.
So what is it? Blitz.js is a full-stack JavaScript framework. It's built right on top of Next.js, and it integrates seamlessly with React. But the real magic here, the absolute game changer, is its core philosophy: convention over configuration. What does that actually mean for you in practice? It means the framework makes all those mundane, repetitive architectural decisions for you. It automatically organizes your files, it sets up your routing, and it connects your layers. By taking those tedious tasks entirely off your plate, it frees up your mental bandwidth for creative problem solving. Basically, you focus on the features, not the environment setup.
Section 3. The zero API revolution. Eliminating the middleman.
Now, what's really interesting here is the zero API data layer. This is Blitz's most distinguishing feature, hands down. Zero API literally eliminates the need for REST or GraphQL. Instead of writing an endpoint on your server and then writing a separate fetch call on your client just to hit that endpoint, Blitz gives you a seamless way to call server-side code directly from your front end. Just imagine updating a user profile without ever writing a post route. Imagine dropping complex state management libraries that exist just to hold server data. It's all gone. You literally just import a server function right into your React component and call it. So how does this invisible magic actually work? Let's break it down step by step. Step 1 is direct server calls. You write a function on the server and you call it in your React component as if it lived in the exact same file. Step 2 is automatic serialization. Blitz swoops in and automatically serializes and deserializes the data being sent between the client and server. You don't write any boilerplate code to transform your data. It just ensures data integrity on the fly. If you've ever wrestled with weird JSON parsing errors at 2 a.m., you know exactly how huge this is. And finally, step 3, end-to-end type safety. Because it heavily utilizes TypeScript, your client knows exactly what the server is returning. If you change a database field on the backend, your front end will immediately throw a type error if you try to use the old field. It is an incredible safety net that will absolutely save you from endless debugging sessions.
Section 4. Under the hood. The foundation of Blitz.js.
It's important to know that Blitz isn't trying to reinvent the wheel. It is heavily powered by Next.js, and because of that, you immediately inherit all the massive performance benefits Next.js is famous for right out of the box. We're talking server-side rendering for blazing fast initial loads, static site generation for pages that don't need real-time data, and an incredibly optimized build process. It's fast, it's highly efficient, and it's built to scale from day one because it leverages an architecture that millions of developers already trust. Furthermore, it brings some really heavy-hitting developer tools to the table. Blitz encourages what it calls full-stack components, meaning you can encapsulate front-end and back-end logic together for unmatched code reuse. But honestly, the absolute best part? The built-in authentication and authorization. We have all felt the universal pain of wasting days, sometimes weeks, integrating third-party auth libraries, managing secure sessions, and handling password resets. Blitz handles secure user flows right out of the box. It just works. Add in seamless support for modern databases like Prisma, all managed within a single code base, and you are drastically cutting down the time it takes to build a secure app and onboard new developers to your team.
Finally, Section 5. Weighing the pros and cons, the objective verdict.
We need to take a completely balanced look here so you can decide if it's the right fit for your specific next project. On the benefit side, the gains are huge. You get dramatically increased productivity with that single code base, which naturally leads to enhanced team collaboration because everyone is speaking the exact same language without agonizing over API design. And of course, you get the significantly improved performance thanks to Next.js. But let's look fairly at the drawbacks. There is an initial learning curve for sure, especially if you or your team aren't already familiar with React and Next.js. Second, because it's newer, it has a smaller ecosystem and fewer third-party integrations compared to time-tested giants like Express or Django. And lastly, that convention over configuration philosophy means it has a highly opinionated structure. If you are a developer who loves having absolute granular control over every single piece of your architecture, you might actually find Blitz a bit restrictive.
However, if you're worried about whether this can handle scale, don't be. Blitz is absolutely large-scale ready. Thanks to its end-to-end TypeScript safety, Blitz is incredibly well-suited for large, complex applications. By maintaining strict type consistency across the entire stack, it ensures high code quality and aggressively reduces those nasty runtime errors that usually plague large-scale projects. It catches the bugs before they ever make it to production, keeping enterprise-level code bases stable.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Is convention over configuration the future of your stack? Are you ready to stop being the middleman between your own frontend and backend? Blitz.js offers a radically simplified, highly productive alternative to the way we've been doing things for years. I highly encourage you to spin up a quick test project and experience that zero API magic for yourself. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive, and happy coding.